Hello, I've managed to clear Prime Circle with max rewards, and I want to show you how I did it. The two teams I used were a Mint team and an Nanally team. So I had Daffodil, Haniel, Mint, and MC, which is my favourite team by far. And then I had Nanally, Sakiri, Fadia, and Hathor, with Fadia being pretty useless, and Hathor only coming in for the odd bit of burst damage. So I'm going to go through each stage and just give you a couple of tips on each, and then the bottom left I'll pop in what boost I used, put some tips on at the end. So big tip straight away with this particular floor, Nanally groups with her ult, so she can do that for 2 attacks. So with this particular stage, the value you want to get is you want to attack all 3 fish at once as much as possible. This is why you want to use your ult at the start along with your power up. That way you'll get the max damage. Apart from that, just try to dodge the fish, and when the whirlwind comes up, I was taking a lot of hits trying to avoid it, but what you want to really do is just dodge towards it. If you want to scrub it back, you can check. For floor 8 part 2, buffs in the bottom left, this one there's not as much information on. This one I found easier, to be fair. The big problem is the lady. It's the evil lady, which I'll highlight in a moment. You want to make sure when you're attacking, you attack her whenever possible, and then in general attack all 3 where possible. This team doesn't really have any grouping, so it is a bit RNG. But yeah, as long as you're attacking that lady, you should be pretty good. It's not like the first stage where you really want to focus on grouping the fish to begin with, and then popping your items straight away. As for this one, floor 9 part 1, so this guy can be pretty tough. I'm using the Nanally team here because that's how I did it. I put my block in the bottom left. But I do prefer the Mint one. The reason being is because with the Nanally team, you can get it down and it's no problem. But with the Mint one, you can... Well, I find it easier to dodge, don't know why. So apart from that, the blossoms damage the boss when he's in the air. So that's quite useful. But I do prefer to save this team for the second half. So if you can use the analysis on do. Now the reason I like to save Mint for this side is because when this boss starts, you want to unload all your damage and treat it as any other boss. Basically just do as much damage as possible. However, this boss has a unique mechanic where the break bar only breaks once, and then the damage after that goes straight to the health. And on top of that, it splits into 2. So what you want to do, or what I found really helpful, is when I break the shield, like now, normally if I've got ults in place and I've got damage loaded, which I do right now, I would use them on this stage. Instead, I'm just making sure everyone's got their ults, and then as soon as this phase ends, boom, now we want to unload all the damage. Now this is really important because if you unload it straight away, the 2 blobs are next to each other. This is the only opportunity you're going to get to attack them both together easily, and one will run off. So that's why I like to use the power-up as soon as you get to this phase, you know, the stage power-up, and then just unload all your ults and hit them both at the same time. Okay, moving on to floor 10 part 1. So I think the previous stages are harder, if I'm honest with you. These stages are interesting because this first stage is really easy compared to the past 2. And then the next one is a fucking wall, but we'll get to that in a second. For now, all that you need to worry about with this stage is kill it fast, it doesn't make it hard. However, those wires, or those chains, will steal your character away. And if one gets stolen, it's bad. You also notice Mint died in that, which was kind of hilarious, so I thought I'd leave that one in. And Haniel killed it. And then as for the last one, it's just a pure damage check. So with this one, I used my... power up of the 10% damage. It just takes it down really fast. Yeah, I mean there's a couple of dodges you can do here, but overall it's... But yeah, it is a wall. Just use the 10% health takeaway and then just go from there. I'll just quickly run through the stage power up next and the ones that I found helpful. So the first 2, not too helpful. The one that gives you 30% extra damage to enemies, it sounds really good, that second one, but I just didn't see it. The third one along, yeah, super good. 10%. That's critical for the last boss. The black hole one is kind of how I gauge how good an ability is, because it gives you roughly 50k damage against one enemy. Then on the left, I've listed all the best ones. And then importantly here, some of them have passive ones. So the passive ones are kind of undervalued. Like the 50 cost Anima one, 8% Anima damage. That's for the entire fight. I feel like that can outperform some of the ones that cost 100. I didn't use that one. I wish I did do. I don't think I made the best choices. But the ones I listed, I think, are definitely the best ones. As for the builds, just to show who I was using, pretty straightforward. So Daffodil did have a Chaos one, but I'd use a Break one if I had it. Other than that, level 60. MC, level 60 with his own weapon, which you get. He's got Cosmos damage, which I would use if I could. Haniel doesn't matter. Mint is amazing. I've always put a lot of effort into her. She's using the Battle Pass weapon. However, you can use Clear Skies, which would also be amazing. And then as for the console, I've used Anima damage. And that did help, to be fair. Doing it with crit rate or crit damage, I was struggling with. As for the rest of them, Hathor's just got an attack one. Nothing to write home about. Nanally has got a crit rate one, because she's got a crit rate build. She's got like 9% crit rate, which is really nice, but not too much crit damage, just on 82. Sakiri doesn't really matter too much, as long as she can hit. She's got attack on her console and attack on a weapon. And then Fadia, lastly, when we get to it, whatever, level 50, level 48 weapon, just kind of useless. So yeah, just not amazing, like not crazy builds, just Mint's got the right one, and then everybody else has got okay ones, either crit rate or crit damage. Don't worry too much, we're getting the right element. You can use crit rate, crit damage if you need to. And then just as a signing off note, that wolf is going to be my next video, because I love the wolf and I'm really sad I have not built him yet.